then it's not gonna be a conversation. So let me take my chain off.
Wait.
No, for real.
I've been struggling for a while with the idea that I actually have enemies. I've been struggling with the understanding of when we take into context that we don't fight against flesh and blood. For whatever reason, Jesus keeps taking me back to this 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. He lets me rest in green meadows. He leads me beside peaceful streams. He renews my strength. He guides me along right paths, brings honor to his name. Even when I walk through the darkest valley, I will not be afraid, for you are close beside me. Your rod and your staff protect and comfort me. You prepare a feast for me in the presence of my enemies. You honor me by anointing my head with oil. My cup overflows with blessings. Surely your goodness and unfailing love will pursue me all the days of my life, and I will live in the house of the Lord forever. Right now in this season that I'm in, I'm fighting for my family. The last couple of days have been more than revealing in terms of what and who enemies are. And I've been weak and just sick at finding out, having truth revealed, and knowing that there's little to nothing that I can do about it other than just be honest. And the Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. I'm reading out of the NLT, the New Living Translation. But others translations will say, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I don't have it to want for anything because he is my shepherd and he called me by name. I find it interesting that the sheep don't pick the shepherd. The shepherd is the one who picks the sheep and calls us by name. He lets me rest in green meadows. He leads me beside peaceful streams. He lets me lay down in green pastures and leads me by still waters. He brings what we need. He knows where we need to go and where we need to be when we need it. The green pastures and the still waters, understanding what that meant at that time, considering that particular part of the world is not, at least where the shepherds would have been, they were not always green and lush and overflowing. And to think of a sheep that's thirsty going down by a raging river to get a drink and how easily it could be swept away, it's comforting to know that he leads us where we need to be. He guides me along right paths and brings honor to his name. Even when I walk through the darkest valley, I will not be afraid, for you're close to me. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, because you are with me. Can you imagine being in the shadow of a mountain that terrifies you, not knowing what's on the other side or what's to come? If you take the wrong path, you may end up falling off the mountain. And there's no guarantee that you can trust your own mind or your own heart to find the right path. But he's always present. He's always there. Your rod and your staff protect and comfort me. Punishment is something that I'm more accustomed to than I am comfort, especially where it matters most, in understanding that from an authoritative place, because the authorities that have been in my life know nothing of real love and real comfort. And I've accepted that, chose to pursue that differently from other people, and justifying that I know they love me, but they're just hard on me. No, the rod is not meant for us in this context. It's meant for those that would pray and are the enemies of his flock, of him. The rod is to deal with the wolves. The staff, on the other hand, is for correction. Sometimes you have to have the hook of that staff hung around your neck and get dragged back to where you need to be. But you never have to fear the rod as one of his flock. You prepare a feast for me in the presence of my enemies. The provision, the grace, the mercy, all the things that he gives us to lift us up and build us, all the things that he gives us and feeds us on. He prepared that table as we sit at that table with him. We are at that table with him, not our enemies, not the enemy. You honor me by anointing my head with oil. My cup overflows with blessings. Surely your goodness and unfailing love will pursue me all the days of my life, and I will live in the house of the Lord. I don't think there's anything more comforting. When you've got nothing of your own, everything has been taken away from you. Everything is still being attempted to strip away from you just to make someone else feel better, or people that manipulate circumstances, or I can't even quite articulate what I'm trying to process out loud in terms of those words because of what I found out about people that I revered and respected lately, who were only enemies. And the pain and the anguish and the fear that they feel, I do feel sorry for them for. Because I wish everybody to know the peace and the comfort and the strength that comes from Jesus, not the judgment and the wrath for those who are in opposition or his enemies. You can't want Jesus for someone else more than they want Jesus. And there are some people you'll pray for, and they will never know that peace and salvation. But for those of you that belong to his flock, that he called you, you know his voice. Don't worry. Don't be afraid. Don't be shaken. Keep speaking the truth. Keep standing in the truth. And when you're standing in the shadow of that mountain that hasn't been picked up and cast to the sea yet, just know that even the waiting sometimes is for far more good than you can contemplate. The perfect love that casts out fear is perfecting what it needs to perfect for that faith that says, be thrown into the sea, for it to be thrown in the sea. Don't be worried about waiting. Waiting's not a bad thing. I don't like pressure. I don't like pressure. But pressure's good. When he's called you, when he's anointed your head with oil, when he's called you out of the world, that's a process. Some things come quicker than others. Don't be discouraged. Don't be dismayed. Don't reject the gifts that he gives. I struggle with that myself. I reject a lot of goodness, and I reject truth because what I want to be true isn't true. The people I want to love me don't love me. The things that I want to be made right and made whole may not be for me, but he knows what I need. Don't reject what he's giving you. Don't reject what he has for you. Don't fall into that disobedience of thinking that your idea of suffering and that what you think is just for you somehow outweighs what he promises and what he says. He is the way, the truth, and the life. No one goes to the Father but through him. Spend some time with him on that. If you know Jesus and you're in a bad place, just go back and read the 23rd Psalm and just know that everything that you need is there. He's right there with you. You don't have to fear the rod because it's for the enemies, and his staff will keep you close and guide you. Where he puts you to lay down, you can rest, and where he sends you to drink, you know that your thirst will be satisfied. I love you guys. May Jesus bless you and keep you.